Hi, Chris Kallal again here with you today. I'm a territory agronomist for the Calabash Grow in West Central Illinois. It's Thursday, June 23rd. Been getting lots of questions lately around Droughtgard and the Droughtgard trait that's in some of our Genuity VT Double Pro hybrids. So I wanted to take a little time today and just discuss what it is, how it works, and maybe what advantages it can give to us. So first off, I want to talk a little bit about what is the trait and how do we decide which hybrids to put it in. So historically, what we've done is we take hybrids and we test them and we try to determine the hybrids that perform the best under drouthier, hotter, drier type conditions. And we take those hybrids that generally excel in that environment, and then we take the biotech trait and put into it. So the Droughtgard trait is an actual biotech trait. It had to be submitted to the EPA for approvals, had to be submitted around the globe for approvals around the globe in regards to import approvals for the grain. So it is an actual biotech trait that's put in the hybrid. So what you end up with is you end up with a hybrid that's genetically very tolerant of heat and drought stress, and then it has a biotech trait in with it to help it as well. So that's a little bit about how we pick what hybrids we do in our portfolio. So today it is only in Genuity VT Double Pro hybrids. We do not have the biotech trait in with any Smart Stacks hybrids, but I do like to remind people that are planting some of those Smart Stacks hybrids that the base genetics are still very good at handling hotter, drier conditions. So just because they don't have the Droughtgard trait in there, they can still think about those hybrids that have the same base genetics are still going to perform pretty well under those environments. So now let's talk a little bit about what it does. So what happens when a corn plant's under stress? Generally what happens is the cell's activity tends to slow down a little bit. So that means we're not getting as much division of the cells, not as much growth and of those cells, and just the overall cell functionality starts to slow down a little bit. And what the biotech trait does, and what that Droughtgard trait does for it, is that it kind of helps those cells keep their natural speed and activity in their division and their growth. So it really doesn't slow the plant down as much. We can slow that growth down so that we still get normal cell growth and division under drouthier conditions. Some other benefits we've seen out of it is that it sometimes the trait also sometimes will help the plant in the synchronized timing of pollen shed and silk development. Oftentimes under drouthier conditions, the silk emergence will be delayed and we will miss the nick and we won't pollinate as well. And we've seen that hybrids that that contain the Droughtgard trait will oftentimes pollinate better and that we will have more synchronized timing of that pollination events. Ultimately what happens is as we move later through the season is that we end up with less kernel abortion when the Droughtgard trait is present in a hybrid. And that's where the yield benefit truly comes in, is that we get less kernel abortion because we've had all that, we've kind of normalized some of the cell activity throughout the year, and we've got all those photosynthates that we can remobilize to the ear because earlier on in the growth of that hybrid, we've carried on kind of more natural, normal growth, and so we've got all those photosynthetates to be able to remobilize to that kernel, and then, like I said, end up with less kernel abortion. So that's a little bit about what it does and what benefit it could have for us. If there's any questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks.